We're going to have a number of people now come up and speak with their memories of Avi. A number of them are members of the board, and I want you to understand they are not speaking because they're members of the board. They are members of the board because they have something to say, they have something to contribute. It really is quite a board of directors that you guys have put together. The first gentleman to come up is actually a good friend of mine. John Sullivan is a director and a producer of a number of films, including Dinesh D'Souza's America, Imagine a World Without Her, 2016, Obama's America, and the upcoming and aforementioned Gosnell movie. Please welcome my friend, John Sullivan.
This is going to be a lot harder than I thought. I'm so proud to have called Avi Davis my friend. Not only was it an acquaintance, I met Avi about 7 years ago. We were doing screenings of my movie Expelled, and Avi invited me to lunch, and from there our friendship just blossomed. And I got to see a man who had so much passion for America and for freedom. And we became kindred spirits, and I became more and more involved with AFA. And through that time, I got to know Avi more. And there were four words that really came to mind for Avi when I think of him, from all the dinners we had and the lunches and planning conferences and things. And the first one was connectivity, connecting. I'd never been a part of a group that had like Christians and Jews and so like kindred spirits about it though. And it was because of Avi, I think, bridging that and connecting us around freedom. And seeing that we had more in common than we had in uncommon or keeping us apart. And for me, I'm so thankful for that and the friendships I've made around this room that I may not have ever made before. The other one is curiosity. As you know, Avi, he was so intellectually curious about everything. He would read insatiable amounts of material and go on, and I think that just gives us a robustness here at AFA that's just not in any other organization I've seen. And I've had an opportunity, being a filmmaker and having things screened back in Washington, D.C., to know that this is a very unique organization that Avi built. It is so powerful here in Los Angeles and the work we do here on the West Coast, but AFA does so much compared to these other organizations that have tens of millions of dollars. And I was always amazed. I mean, one thing with Avi too is he had boundless energy. If you spent any time with him, he'd almost wear you out because of that, but in that sense. The other thing that he had was courage to take on these issues and what happened. I mean, from my movie Expelled came the Darwin debates, and from that became a lawsuit when the Science Center wouldn't allow us to hold the event there anymore. And Bill Becker came to Avi's aid and defended that and won that case in that sense. And that's something to applaud, by the way. But Avi took with courage. One day he asked me to come with him with some donors that were kind of pulling back from AFA because he saw the importance of the social issues that were facing us and the interconnectivity of all of this. And he went in there and said, I'm not going to pull back on these issues. I understand you want to do things on Israel and other things, but we do important work, and this is the foundation for it. And Avi saw the interconnected elements of all of this. And today I can't say it's more true than what we're facing today with, you know, as a father seeing what's happening with bathrooms and that becoming such a hot political debate issue that you never would have thought 2 years ago it would have been. But seeing how these issues were all connected and having the courage, even for donors, to stand up to them and saying, we're not going to abandon our mission. We are going to stay true to what we do, and if that means that you're not going to come along with us, then so be it. They ended up giving money, and Avi convinced them in that sense. And the other thing he really did was he was just a great friend. He would just listen. There were times when I was under a lot of stress and things, and he would just take me to lunch, and we would talk, and in that sense. And I think we can look at Avi's life right now in a way. We can look at it as a flame extinguished, or we can look at it as a spark to start a fire. And for me, looking out here across these people, I'm going to look at it as a spark that starts a fire. And where's his sons? I know they were here earlier. I want you to know that your dad mattered. I want you to know that he was an important man and that he had a life of purpose, and he loved you too. We talked about you a lot. And he was so proud of both of you. And you guys meant the world to him. And when we look at this, He wasn't fighting some abstract battle out there. He was fighting for you guys, for these friends around the room right now. That's why Avi was so courageous in what he did. So know that your dad's life mattered. Look around this room and see all the people that are here. Your dad's life really mattered, and it impacted a lot of people. And I am very thankful that Avi Davis was my friend. Thank you.